Hi everyone, how are we doing? Happy New Year! It's 2018. Can you believe it? I can't. I can't believe it's 2018. I'm excited to have you all aboard for my first Periscope of the new year. As you're coming on, let me know who you are. If you have a secret code name, please let me know your real name so that I can address you properly. And also, I would love you to share this out. Let's get some more readers out there for our kids. And we love the likes and the hearts too. So just tap your screen and load up some hearts for me. Would love that. So anyway, as you're coming on, and replay viewers, also thank you for joining me. My name's Celia, and I'm coming to you from Baltimore, Maryland. And today we're going to talk about your kids and getting them reading for 2018. I am your parenting coach, and I'm here to make your life as a parent and make your family lives much better. Get your kids empowered through empowering you with all kinds of skills and tips that gets you to where you want to be so that your kids are where you want them to be. All right, so we're going to get started with some tips for the new year on getting your kids to read and what you can do to really put reading in the forefront of their life. You know, a lot of kids these days, they get involved with video games and computers and all kinds of things. And we really need to start getting kids reading. So let's see what we can do about that as we get them reading. I'm going to give you a bunch of tips, go over them, put in the comments if you have any questions, and we'll get started. Okay, first of all, you want to find a quiet, special place in your home where your kids can read and they're not interrupted and there aren't a million things going on. Have reading materials available, have magazines, books they like, comic books even, anything that your kids like to read. Hi, Ryan. Thanks for joining me. Anything your kids like to read, don't prejudge it. You know, if they like comic books, let them read comic books. If they like, if they like novels or they like picture books, let them read it. If they like looking at picture books of encyclopedias and dictionaries and things like that, let them look through that stuff. Be interested in what they are interested in, okay? And don't criticize, don't judge. You can even create a family book club. Maybe get together with a couple other families that you're friends with and start a family book club and choose books that you can all discuss together. You can get on the phone, you can do live broadcasts, you can talk about things with each other and how you like the books. If your child has found a book to read, then by all means, read it too so that you know what it's about and you can discuss it together. Also, don't be afraid to read aloud. You know, you're never too old to read aloud. Hi, Douglas. Thanks for joining. You're never too old to read aloud to your kids. Put a 1 in the comments if you still read aloud. You know, I personally, when I'm reading sometimes, whether I'm reading to someone or not, will read aloud. I remember years ago when I read the book Pet Sematary by Stephen King. I was so freaked out towards the end, and it was nighttime. I couldn't even finish the book without reading aloud. Hey, Douglas. Okay. Douglas, are you reading anything great lately? Plus, I'd love to know what you guys are reading currently. If there's something really great that you're reading or your kids are reading, put it in the comments and let us know. Share, so we can all get, involved in some great books. Okay. Visit bookstores with your kids, bookstores, libraries, visit, museums, places that have gift shops that also have books. Get them involved in history and in finding out about their community and their world. There's all kinds of ways to get them involved, and then they'll be interested to read about what they saw. Take a tech TV turn-off challenge. Turn off the techie stuff. Turn it off, your smartphone, your computers, the TV, the video games, and maybe, good night, Douglas. Thanks for joining me. See you next time. And then maybe, have a half hour to an hour of technology-free zone time where everybody can read. You read too, because you, of course, want to role model reading to your kids. All right. What else? Oh, before they go to bed, encourage reading. If your kids are too young to read, they haven't learned the ability to read, then read to them and allow them to ask questions while you're reading. Don't feel like, oh, you're interrupting me, let me finish. Let them ask questions. If they see something curious in a book that they want to ask about, a color, an animal, let them ask about it, then discuss it, then move on. There are a lot of books out there where they can find pictures, hidden pictures, and they can find puzzles, and they can find all kinds of things, and they're more interactive books. Those are great books for kids that are younger in elementary school. Kids love to find hidden pictures and things like that. Get them involved. You can even get a picture book without words that they tell the story about, and get them talking about and creating their own storyline for the pictures that they see. All right. Write notes to your child. There's nothing wrong with writing a little note to your child in their lunchbox, in the morning, on their pillow, that they can read before they go and do whatever it is they're off to do. And then the other thing is, when you're going places, take reading materials with you. Take them in the car so that they can read during the ride. Or if they're going to a doctor's office and they're waiting and there's a long waiting period, take books with you that people can read, that they can read while they're waiting. It's a natural sequence. If they have homework to do, let them do homework in places like that, so that you're reading and you're able to help them and read along with them. When they have homework in certain courses that they have trouble with, work with them. Do homework with them. You can read chapter books together for homework. My son, when he was in 7th grade, had a pretty difficult history class that he wasn't getting through easily. So every night we would do homework together. We would read the history book together. He would read part of it. I would read part of it. Then he'd read a page and I'd read a page. It was great. And I rediscovered what I liked about history. So it was great doing it together. What else do I want to tell you? Oh, I said reading the same book. And encourage your child to reread books that they love, and try to talk about what they discovered in the book the second time. They can write book reports about what books they read, and that will help them better understand, because a lot of times kids have difficulty with comprehension. And comprehension is simply understanding what they read. So by you asking them to either discuss it with you or write down some answers to some questions, that will help them gain their skills, improve their skills in comprehension. But make sure that you read the book too, so you know what you're talking about. It's important to be able to discuss on the same subject. Hi, Miss Emma. On the same subject, so that you have a connection and you're talking about the book, and they can share with you what they liked and you can share with them what you liked. It's important to know that you're reading and they're reading. They don't want to just be, oh, moms, hey, Miss Emma, so great to see you. Thanks for joining me. They want to know that you also want to read. You can't quite encourage a child to read if you don't read, if you sit in front of the TV the whole time. Miss Emma, are you reading any cool books that you want to share with us? I love hearing what books other people are reading. Guys, I just finished a great book that you could read with your kids. It's very thought provoking, and it's by a guy who I love seeing. His name is Andy Andrews. He's hysterical, but he wrote a book called The Noticer, and this book is fabulous, and you guys really should pick it up. He has a bunch of books out, but The Noticer is a great book, and it's a great book to read together because, you know, it's really thought-provoking. And I don't really want to give it away. I have two girls, 6 and 7, and roll doll. You know what, Miss Emma? That used to be my daughter's favorite author. He wrote BFG. Did he write BFG? BFG, is that what it's called? Big Friendly Giant, I think it is. I think BFG, is that Roald Dahl? Or I'm trying to think of all her favorite books. But she used to love him. There was yes, was her favorite book. And then the movie was out. I haven't seen the movie, but have your girls seen the movie? Did they like it? I haven't seen it yet. I want to go see it with my daughter, who is now 35, and her daughter. But we really want to go see it together because we read that book so many times when she was a child. She loved it. He's a great author. He just really is a great author. So, yes, it's brilliant. It really is. It's a great book. We had a few really great books, like another one that's a movie. Let me think what it is. It's another one, and it's a movie, and I'm not sure he wrote it. I don't think he did write it, and I can't think of it. It's about a girl who's an orphan. Oh, I can't think of what it was. Danny DeVito was in it. Anyway, that book's great, and I can't think of what the book is, so I'm not being very helpful to you, am I? Maybe it'll come to me. James and the Giant Peach. Yes, another great book. That's another great book. Yeah, love that. Love that book. That's a great book and a great movie. And again, they made a movie out of that as well. Oh, Matilda. That's the book I'm thinking of. Matilda. And also a great movie for kids. I love when they do a great job of interpreting their books into movies. Yes, sometimes they don't do such great jobs, but those stories, they did a really great job of interpreting the book. And, you know, we just saw, what did we just see? Ferdinand. Have you seen Ferdinand? We love Ferdinand's my grandkids' favorite book. And we just saw the movie. It was really cute. They really adapted it well. You know, of course, they had to do more of it because Ferdinand's like, I don't know, 16 pages long. But it's a great story about being you. Alice in Wonderland book and movie, another great one. Absolutely. And another, such a fun book to read and have your kids discuss and ask questions about, because it really makes you curious. And curiosity, you know, it's great. Sign of great intelligence when your kids are curious. So many good books out there, really great books, and great movies to support them. So anyway, I think, yes, so does. Any other books you can think of? I think I've been through the whole list of, you know, tips of getting your kids to read. And it seems like, Miss Emma, you've got that under control, which is great. I wish more kids would read. You know, they get so involved with computers and video games, and they forget about reading. So I know my grandkids got a bunch of books for the holidays as gifts instead of just getting electronics. And we try to have some electronic free time here in the household. I will always encourage my children to read. Yes, exactly. It's important. I feel like there are kids that don't even know what a book is, you know? It's so important to get them, I'm looking for a book, to get them off of the computer and reading an actual book. Because, you know, readers are leaders, as they say, and it's true, though, because it builds their intelligence, it builds their vocabulary, and I think in this day and age of text messages and emails, kids need to build their vocabulary. Oh, yay, I'm so glad. That is great. So you're really doing a great justice to your children. Yeah, they need to build that vocabulary. I feel like kids today, they don't even know how to talk to each other. They don't know what emotion is. They have to use little emojis for emotion. It's good. We actually used to read a lot of comics when we were kids, me and my sisters, and my father would always make fun of us. But, you know, like I said earlier, you weren't on earlier, but I was saying, you know, I don't want parents to make fun of their kids regardless of what they're reading, as long as they're reading, because you never know what they read that might lead them into a bigger book. Yeah, oh, me too. I was always writing stories, and I was always trying to teach others, and I was, you know, into art, and I've written a few kids' books that I'm working on getting published right now. And, you know, it builds the imagination. It brings kids into worlds that they would not normally be in except through a book. Video games can bring you into worlds too, but I think it doesn't use your imagination as much. It uses your strategy. It uses, thanks, hun. It uses your, video games use your, you know, use problem solving skills, things like that. But books really bring out your imagination and really give you the ability to travel to other worlds through your imagination. And I don't think that can be done anywhere but in a book. So, Miss Emma, I was so happy to have you aboard tonight. I'm sorry we didn't get more people on talking about books because it's so important. And I really want people to start kicking off that new year, getting their kids reading. What's a better gift to give your kids than the gift of reading? You are so welcome. You are so welcome. And thank you, Miss Emma. And I really appreciate having you on here and love to get to know you even better. And guys, I'm here Monday through Friday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am on Facebook at 2 o'clock on my personal page, Monday through Thursday. Also, you can join our Facebook group, Landmark Parenting, all about parenting and tips to get you and your kids off and running with the world. Oh, thank you, Miss Emma. So glad you followed me. I really appreciate that. And you can reach out to me on my website, CeliaKibler.com. It's right here, all this stuff. You can contact me, and I will see you here tomorrow. Oh, you're in the UK, across the pond. I have many friends in the UK. So I love it. I love all my British friends. I'm so glad you joined in. What time is it there? What's it, like 8 hours difference or something like that? I drink a lot of water on my scopes. But in the meantime, it's very nice to meet you too. So very nice to meet you. And I look forward to seeing you on more of my scopes at 9:30 p.m. my time. Oh, early, Miss Emma. Oh, my. Well, I hope you're able to join me again if you're up at 3 in the morning or replay. But I'd love to see, to have more of you on my scopes. All right, guys, I'm going to get going. Miss Emma needs to go back to sleep. Thank you so much for joining me, dear, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I wish you all peace, love, and lots of laughter to you and your families. Oh, you're always up late. That is late. That's pretty late. Have a great night, and I'll see you here tomorrow night on Periscope. Bye, everyone.